Hello and welcome to this very impromptu feel it out flow. So we're going to start just taking any comfortable seat on the mat. You could be on your knees, legs crossed, half lotus, full lotus, whatever feels good. If this is hard on your back, you can just roll your mat or tuck something under your glutes just to raise them up a little bit. It can help elevate your spine. So tuning into your mat, you can place your hands on your legs anywhere or in your lap, whatever just feels natural. And close your eyes. So this flow today is just about tuning in, noticing what sensation is arising, what you're feeling in your body, what's going on in your mind. Just acknowledging and then playing with it a little, just kind of leaning into the edges of sensation, discomfort, joy, whatever comes up. So start to lengthen your inhales and exhales. Eyes can stay closed or open. If they're open, just a gentle gaze, maybe in front of your mat or just below you. Your drishti, your gazing point, can really help you focus in and tune out any other sensations or thoughts or distractions. When you're ready, take a deep exhale out and release your air. Bring your hands to heart center and raise your arms up to the sky, any way that feels good. Moving the arms down, around, to the side. There's no real direction here, just whatever way your shoulder, your wrists, your spine is asking. Just taking some intentional movement. Trying to move a little bit slower than you'd like to. You might want to incorporate a back bend or a twist. As long as you're moving with intention and moving with your breath, then just feel it out and see what your body's calling for. Alright. Taking any final few movements there and then coming to a tabletop position on your mat. Wrists are under shoulders, knees are under hips. And again, taking a few breaths here to just lean into the edges of this stance. So coming forward, back, side to side. Might feel nice to roll the spine side to side. Move through the shoulders or hips. If it helps, you can close your eyes and tune in to what's going on in your spine as you do this. Coming to a neutral position, cat-cow. Inhale to lower your belly, lift your gaze, lift your hips. And exhale to breathe. And your inhale, belly drops, gaze rises. And then exhale, cat. Really press through the shoulder blades, draw the navel in, around the hips, and then come back to neutral. Lifting just onto your toes and your hands here. Knees can rise off the mat, engaging the core. If you want to move a little bit here, play with the edges. With a little more activation, you can take that or just hold. On your next inhale, lengthen your legs long, coming into our first down dog. Thumb and index finger press firmly into the mat. Eyes of the elbows draw in and up to give more space in the shoulders. The heels can reach towards the ground, but they do not need to touch. Make sure you're not hyperextending in the arms or the legs, so have a slight bend if you notice that is something that you often do. Draw your navel in and lengthen your hips a little bit higher. Find your breath here and inhale and exhale really deeply, really mindfully. Bring your feet together at the back of the mat. And on your inhale, raise your right leg up to the sky. And then draw your hip so that it is in line with the left hip. Raise the leg a little bit higher, but keep your hips square and even. On your inhale, draw forward, knee to nose, round your back. And exhale, press it up to the sky. Maybe taking some hip circles here, drawing the right ankle towards the left glute, whatever your body is calling for. Bring your right foot in between your hands and come into a low lunge. Drawing your left hip forward, right hip can come back. You can either stay low or rise to high. If you're outside, if you're in the sun, make sure to use sun protection. Tuck your left back toes, lengthen that left leg so the knee comes off, and then lift the right foot off the mat to step back into a plank. Exhale to lower belly and chest to the ground. Inhale, rise. Lift your gaze just a couple inches in front of you. And then see if you can take your hands off the mat, lifting through the heart. Spine is long and strong. Exhale, plant the hands, tuck the toes, and press back to downward facing dog. 3 to 5 long, deep breaths here. Heel toe or step your feet back to center. On your inhale, lift the left leg up towards the sky, and then exhale to draw the left hip down, square with the right hip. Leg is still rising and lengthening back. Navel draws in. Uddiyana Bandha is active. On your next inhale, come forward, knee to nose, and then plant the left foot in between. We're actually gonna go back because I still want to roll my hip out, but if you're there, you can stay. You don't really care about being even, that's okay. Or if you really feel you need to, then come back and play a little bit with that left hip, left ankle. Inhale, come forward, low lunge. Right hip this time draws forward, left leg, left hip back. And when you're ready, you can rise. Plant your hands, lift your back toes, come down if you like. This practice is all about finding your own flow, following sensation. You're your true teacher. Plant your hands, step into your toes, and then lift your left foot back, coming into a plank. Exhale, lower belly to ground. Inhale to rise, either sphynx or upward facing dog. Shake the hips out if you'd like. Strength in the legs. Lower belly draws in. Arms are strong. Exhale, come back onto your knees and sit. Taking a few breaths here in stillness. And close your eyes if you'd like. Focus back in on the breath. Check in with the mind. Just notice how your self-talk has been so far. Elevate your shoulders up to your ears and then exhale, drop them down. Do that one more time. Inhale, shoulders rise. Exhale, drop them down. Bring your hands to your heart, and on your inhale, rise up to high on your knees. You can bring your feet just parallel each other, hips draw forward, and on your inhale, lift your hands. A little back bend here. Exhale, come forward. Draw your arms back maybe. See if you want to play with a little bit of movement with the arms forward and back. And then plant your left hand on the mat. Right arm spirals up towards the sky. Chest over to the right side. Exhale, lean back. Switch your hands. Raise the left arm up towards the sky. Gentle twist. Shoulders moving towards the left. Hips are still even. Gaze can come over your left shoulder. And exhale. Plant both your hands on the mat. Sit back. Take a moment in child's pose. If you'd like, you can move into rabbit pose, tucking your head on the mat, rolling your neck gently. You're not putting too much pressure here on your head. Just using a little bit of traction. On your inhale, rise all the way up. Hands together, knees can draw a little bit closer. And then arms come around to either press onto your hips, leaning your hips forward. Heart is opening. And then if you'd like to come further, both hands plant onto the ankles and extend back. Camel. Breathe deep. Don't look around. Exhale, and then inhale to come up. Sit back on your feet. And sit in between your legs, coming into hero's pose. Chest is proud, shoulders down and relaxed, crown lifts. As gracefully as you can, lean forward, plant your hands on the mat, cross your legs, and come to sit with your legs in front of you. Extend your spine nice and tall like we just did. And then exhale to lead with your heart towards your legs. Stop when your back starts to round and just hold there. It doesn't matter where your hands are. Lengthen your neck out long. Crown reaches towards your toes. And then exhale each time, releasing a little bit more into the posture, allowing a little bit of roundness in the back, relaxing the head and shoulders, the palate. Long exhales and inhales. On your next inhale, grab the bottom of the right foot, sit up and draw your hip back. Bring the arm under if you'd like, or just hold onto the knee. Again, the theme, feeling out what your body is asking for. Maybe massage the hip joint a little. Maybe you'll want to lengthen the leg out. It doesn't really matter where you're holding or how much you're opening up into that hip. Just giving the hip joint some love, massaging it out. plant your foot either for figure 4, so right foot sitting on top of the left thigh, just above the knee, or if you'd like, you can draw it in for kind of a half lotus here. Sitting tall. Inhale, lift your right arm up to the sky, and then exhale, bring that right arm back behind you and see if you can just maybe find your left toes with your hand. If not, it's okay, you can just keep your palm open to the side, and then exhale, fold towards the left leg with your nose to your knee. And your next inhale, rise up, put your hands behind you, lengthen your leg long, and then press your hips up to the sky, pressing into your palms and your toes, or placing your feet on the mat, pressing into the bottom of your feet, coming into reverse table. Inhale, draw back. Exhale, sit back down on the mat. Right leg extends, left leg drawn into your arm or your hand, either at your knee or under your leg. Just massaging the hip here in whatever way feels good, and it might feel different this side, what your body's asking for, than the other side. Just listening to that. Exhale, draw your knee in towards you, either figure 4 on the left side, or bringing the leg and tucking the palm of the foot into your right hip. Extend your spine long before moving here. Inhale, draw your left arm up and around behind you, either grabbing on to the left toes behind your back, or just keeping the palm open by your side. Inhale to lengthen the spine, and then exhale as you draw your nose towards your shin. Lengthen through the crown. Exhale, melt a little bit deeper. Next inhale draws you up. Plant your hands behind you, fingers pointing towards your toes. Lengthen your leg long, and then just shake, slap them out. Come to a seated position, legs crossed, or like we started, sitting on your knees, or any way that's comfortable. Close your eyes. Bring your hands either to your heart or your legs. And take a really nice long exhale to release all of your air. Inhale the deepest, fullest breath you've taken yet today. Release with a sigh. Thank you for joining this impromptu Feel It Out flow.